He's got the challenge.
What's up, fight fans, and welcome to another Top 10 column, where we'll cover the best title fights through world martial arts organizations. Like, share, subscribe, and let's get straight to the point. Watching Fedor in his prime was a privilege, and the fight at Affliction from 2009 against Arlovski is a fight we gladly go back to when Fedor first defended the WA MMA Heavyweight Championship. Emelianenko entered the match undefeated for 9 years, and Arlovski was on a 5-fight winning streak with 4 knockouts, testing each other's chins. Andrei took the upper hand in the exchanges of blows, and Fedor felt the power as always. However, the turn came when Arlovski connected a couple of clean shots to the body and head of Fedor and followed up the kick to the body. Arlovski tried to fly in with a flying knee to the cornered opponent, but a right overhand and put his opponent to sleep in the middle of the attack for the first defense of the title. We all know what happens when Justin Gaethje steps into the cage.
Not trying to hang on very early here.
And the only way it gets more exciting is when the title is on the line. Thus, at WSOF 19 in 2015, he entered to defend the lightweight title against the Peruvian fighter, Luis Palomino. At the very beginning of the fight, fireworks opened up, and the action went non-stop back and forth. As always, Gaethje showed an exceptional display of striking with bombastic and aggressive punches and low kicks. They gave each other no room to breathe, and Luis showed the heart of a warrior with solid resistance to the champion. Both acted as if the fight was scheduled for only 1 round, which delighted the crowd. Justin excelled with hooks, uppercuts, and dominant wrestling, rocking the opponent with high kicks on several occasions. Palomino has to be given credit for his stamina and fighting spirit though, but Justin's low kicks won the day. One of the current UFC superstars, Jiri Prochazka, had the opportunity to become the organization's first light heavyweight champion at Rizin's 15 event in 2019. To make things more interesting, his opponent was King Mo, the man who stopped Jiri in the first round of their fight in 2015. But the second fight is a different story, and the two traded blows for the entire 2 rounds in search of a knockout. This time, Jiri's awkward stance was too much for Muhammad, who was worn down by the 3rd round, although he wrestled less than expected. In the 3rd and final round, Jiri smelled the fatigue of his opponent, stuffing the takedown attempts and looking for a finish. Prochazka chopped down Muhammad with every strike he threw, completely dominating the stand-up game with fluid movements. Mo barely moved, which opened up space for a couple of precise shots that led to the finish. At the Octagon 42 event in 2023, until then, undefeated Losene Keita got the opportunity to attack the double crown against Jakub Tichota and become the featherweight champion. Keita's hand speed was incredible, giving Jakub an answer to every question he asked, rocking him repeatedly throughout the fight. It's unknown whether Keita was better at avoiding blows or giving them, and Jakub seemed to be in panic mode the whole time. With Losene's relentless pressure, Jakub had to turn on his survival instincts, and the fear in his eyes was obvious. Even after the first round, the Czech was completely destroyed, and the agony of his condition continued through the next 3 rounds. He had a few moments of his own, but nothing that would threaten the Belgian too much, who was catching most of his kicks. The one-sided abuse came to an end in the 4th round when Keita targeted him with a precise right hand, and Jakub and the referee decided that enough was enough. Cage Warriors 47 had the honor of being the first fight organization to crown Conor McGregor with the featherweight title before he became ultra famous. In 2012, McGregor faced English submission artist Dave Hill in a title fight. Hill was tasked with stopping the power puncher with his grappling skills, but the match turned out differently than planned. Although Dave immediately began to implement his game plan, McGregor proved to be someone who was not easy to take down, and his deadly left was waiting for an opportunity. The stand-up fight was one-sided, and Conor's grappling transitions played an excellent role in getting the upper hand. The siege lasted the first round, and ended there as well, due to Conor placing precise punches and an incredible submission over the top grappler. Conor felt the sweetness of the championship with the first submission win in his career, and the public had no idea what kind of career was in the pipeline. In 2018 at the Brave CF 16 event held under the lights of Abu Dhabi, Bubba Jenkins was challenged for the featherweight title against champion Elias Boudegzdame in one of the memorable title matches. Jenkins showed his effective and dominant wrestling over the Algerian fighter, spending a lot of time on top of him. Elias also had the opportunity to show his wrestling skills, and the striking display between the two featherweights was patient but excellent. The clean shots shown, and despite that, both were relaxed, enjoying the match. The 5-round fight was a great display of the sport of MMA, with plenty of action both in stand-up and on the ground with a dose of submission attempts, and the fighters proved to be in excellent shape. However, the new champion after 5 rounds of war was Jenkins, who was a shade better than Elias, but the unrelenting featherweights marked this title match as one of the best in Brave CF and made it a must-see fight. Every time fighters battle for the second time is always promising, especially if it's a title fight. At KSW 45 in 2018, Roberto Soldić got a chance to rematch and reclaim his welterweight title against Dricuss du Plessis after a knockout loss. However, Roberto did his homework before this match and returned more cautious to threaten Dricuss. The guys started off patiently, exchanging heavy low kicks, occasionally breaking the silence with quick punching exchanges. Soldić hinted with violent blows that he wanted to end the match as soon as possible, but he was in no hurry. Both men were aware of the mutual danger and worked the match intelligently back and forth. They destroyed each other's legs with kicks and did not spare the body either. Every time one threatened, the other would fight back, but Soldić was slowly but surely taking the lead. In the 3rd round, he gets the number on Dricuss, finishes him mercilessly, avenges the defeat, and regains the title. The match between Aung and Nsang and Ken Haegawa for the middleweight title was, in one word, legendary. In front of the Myanmar audience in 2018, one championship became rich for one of the best wars in the organization. The course of the fight is best told by the fighters' faces after 25 minutes of non-stop exchanges, and every blow echoed through the arena. Quite electrifying for their category. Ken and Aung matched each other very well, and the match got better as time passed. The volume of blows was exceptional, with both fists and legs, and the fight went from one side to the other. Tactical outmaneuvering was top-notch, and their hunger for the fight was at an inviolable level. Spectators were not deprived of grappling exchanges either, and stand-up left both fighters busted open. In the end, Aung was crowned with the title, finishing his opponent at the last moment. Ken certainly has nothing to be ashamed of, and the real winners were the viewers. Bellator 58, which took place in 2011, was headlined by 2 young pitbulls who never disappoint the crowd, Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler. With the title on the line, violence was guaranteed. The first round itself was decorated with knockdowns, takedowns, and strikes as if they owed each other money. Both behaved as if they had 3 lungs each, and not a single second was boring. The display of MMA violence was at the highest level. The match resembled a fight between 2 Saiyans with non-stop action, and it was just a question of who wanted it more. Eddie and Michael had their moments in both the striking and wrestling segments. Apart from the bloodthirsty fight, both showed their peak physical fitness, and the whole fight was one amazing highlight reel from start to finish. In a close fight, Chandler still managed to get the upper hand and finish his opponent in the 4th round by submission, and Bellator got a new champion. Yet no fight will reverberate through the eons like the all-out war between Robbie Lawler and Rory MacDonald. At UFC 189 in 2015, there was a fight for the welterweight title between 2 absolute warriors. Matches in the history of the sport would ensue for the guys who pushed the limits of human endurance to pain. Lawler justified his nickname. Already in the 2nd round, the heads were bloody like in a horror movie. Sides increased, bravely exchanging blows regardless of the facial damage already done, which remained unheard of in history. Rory in the 3rd round, but the threatened Robbie didn't give up and got saved by the bell. The champion came back in the 5th round, literally punching Rory's nose in his skull, completely breaking him physically and mentally to defend his title. Hey guys, thanks for staying till the end. Leave a comment about which fight is your favorite. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Don't forget to keep your guard up, and we'll see you in the next video.